Dog TV is the humane way to keep your dog happy and stress-free when they're home by themselves.
It'll make him happier, make him less stressed.
Maybe this is the perfect pet prescription for the dog to be healthy and happy, and for you to be happy.
When a dog is by himself, he doesn't have to be by himself anymore. When I tell people that there's a channel out there called Dog TV that's designed especially for their dog to watch, people think that I'm crazy. Really? TV for dogs?
TV for dogs? Seriously?
I think those people are absolutely nuts.
Some people are cynical when I first tell them about Dog TV.
Until they find out the elements that have gone into creating Dog TV programming.
People have been leaving television and radio on for their dogs for years, especially when they go out, so their dogs aren't so lonely.
They feel so guilty leaving them home alone. And they would see research saying that it was important to be able to leave something on kind of like background noise.
The thing is that if a dog's left home alone and there's absolutely nothing going on, it is, here's an anthropomorphic expression, boring.
Do you sometimes have to leave your house? Often without your dog? Do you return home only to find that your attention-starved dog has done one of the following? Destroyed your favorite chair, gotten into the trash, gone on the rug, rearranged your closet, made stock trades based on emotion, ordered pizza with toppings you don't like. Your dog is suffering from boredom. And they might think you don't love them.
It's mindless. It's unentertaining. The whole space is full of nothing. Nothing at all.
When you've seen hidden camera studies, these pets pace the house, they're panting, they're yawning, they're salivating. It's horrible. I mean, they think they're going to die. They think you're never coming back.
I have always advised people to leave some kind of entertainment on for their dogs, especially those with separation anxiety, to make the environment more user-friendly for the incumbent, the dog, who now has something to look at with the television, something to listen to, something to occupy his mind. It is a form of environmental enrichment for the indoor home-alone dog.
You can more or less prescribe something that you're going to have for your pet to watch proactively rather than just reactively whatever they can find around the house.
Now there are organizations and research being done all over the United States that show how important the kind of content we're leaving for our dogs is.
The fact is that dogs do watch TV. The fact is that people do like to leave on programming. They're not quite sure what's the best programming, but they leave something on, and, they're doing it already.
If people have been leaving television on for their dogs, why is the whole concept of a channel like Dog TV that's especially designed for dogs to watch so strange, so weird?
It's important to realize how important, when we spend time at home by ourselves, how important TV is for us. Why would we not assume that TV is going to be the same stress reliever for our pets?
In fact, leaving regular TV channels on for dogs can have a detrimental effect on their well-being. Regular television channels never give a dog an auditory break. The dog always has to listen to talk or has to listen to too much music. The music is too loud. The talking never stops.
As a behaviorist, for years I recommend that you leave a TV on or you leave a radio on, but there's so much I Love Lucy a dog can watch, okay?
In the past, we put on some classical music. We've left a TV going, but the problem with that is there was never any research behind what kind of music was best to use, what kind of a channel to leave on. I think a lot of people defaulted just to an Animal Planet or something, trying to think for a dog itself.
The fact that dogs can watch TV and get something out of it, be relaxed, be entertained, even learn things from it, is not new. The research has been building over probably 20 years or more things about dogs' vision, about the way they see things, about what they like to see, about what they hear, about their preferred auditory content. Everything has been slowly coming together. And in the meantime, televisions have improved to give dogs a better ability to see the picture. We have better sound quality. So everything's coming together. It's a sort of lining up of the planets, that all this has arrived at the same time.
Just like in veterinary medicine, we want to take advantage of the newest advances in medication and vaccine technology. The same thing when we have these pets home alone.
Dog parents shouldn't be worried about leaving dog TV on for their dogs like they should be worried leaving regular channels on for their dogs, because this content, dog TV content, has especially been designed for dogs and for their well-being in mind. When the creators of Dog TV approached me about being part of the channel, I was unaware that so much study had been done around the world about how dogs see and about how dogs hear and what kind of content would be right for dogs to hear and to see on television.
If a dog has the right thing to look at, if a dog has the right thing to hear, if a dog has the right thing to see, that dog is going to be less stressed and more calm.
It allows dogs to not only be relaxed, but also to have periods of stimulation and also to be exposed to things they wouldn't ordinarily be exposed to when they're home by themselves. Dog TV is so good for dogs because it's been specially designed with dogs in mind. When a dog is by himself, he doesn't have to be by himself anymore.
So some people worry and they say, well, look, if this works so well, we believe you that dogs watch TV. So they're doing, so whoa, wait a minute. What happens if my dog turns out like my son and is a couch potato? And the fact is, really, that's not going to happen.
No, we're not making our dogs couch potatoes. My dog is on the couch as frequently as I'm on the couch. But I run 3 times a week, and I take my dogs with me. So I think, if anything, what we're doing by giving the dogs the opportunity to have their own TV channel is getting them off the couch and getting them moving.
What they tend to do, and we've done some studies on that, is they tend to, they're attracted by a sound. They'll pay attention to it for some minutes, sometimes several long minutes, sometimes breaking their concentration only to refocus back on the screen. And after a while, it's kind of like, almost if they're going like, oh well, and they walk off and they do something else. And then they may come back in and then they're entertained again for another couple of minutes. It's entertainment, but it's certainly not, getting addicted to television and doing absolutely nothing else. Couch potato won't happen.
Dog TV has not been created so that dogs sit on the sofa all day. Dog TV has been created so the dogs have companionship and have something to do and to watch that stimulates them and exposes them and relaxes them when their owner is away.
Actually, it makes owners feel better too if they know that their dog who is home alone actually has a little bit of something to interest him or her, whether it's looking at the screen, which we see dogs doing all the time. I mean, all you can do is go on the internet and you'll find scores of videotapes, hundreds of videotapes of dogs watching TV, or whether it's just looking out of the window and, passively entraining some melodic sounds.
A lot of dog TV content is filmed from the dog's perspective. In order to do that, the cameraman has to get down on the dog's level so that it can see the world from the dog's point of view. The content has also been colored so that dogs can see it. Dogs don't see the whole spectrum of colors that humans see. But through research, we now know that dogs see greys, blacks, whites, blues, and yellows. So the content has been colored with that in mind.
Well, on DOGTV, the images have been changed, and they've been changed and enhanced so that areas that would otherwise be grey, where red would have been seen by us, trichromatic species, and where green would appear as a sort of a greyish-yellow type colour, these colours have been enhanced to make them more vibrant. And the idea is that the picture on the screen will pop out. So, yes, the rest of their vision around the room, they're seeing things in their normal sort of subdued colour, but the picture is a knockout. It's been coloured, it's vibrant, and it's a standalone entity in the room.
But the thing I like about DOGTV, and the reason I want to, actually going to recommend it, even prescribe it for my patients that have separation anxiety, or the people that want to provide a more, more enrichment activities for their pets, is it's in the colors that they can see. It's in the kind of frequencies that are best for them. It's the point of views that are best for them. So it wasn't designed for a human to look at that and think, oh my gosh, that's the best picture I've ever seen on that new TV I'm seeing in the appliance store, but it's something that a dog's going to really take notice of and notice that it's very much different.
The question I get asked a lot is, can dogs actually see the television? Doesn't the television flicker?
I used to have little books that were flicker books. You could take it and flick the pages and you'd see, in my case, a cricket batsman making a stroke, and you could see him because you flickered the pages together and it fused it into almost like an image. So, but for a dog, they pick up on things so much more quickly, they wouldn't get that fusion of the flicker image. They'd still see the flicker.
A dog's eye is much faster, sees flickering movement at 70 to 80 hertz. The old CRT screens were calibrated at 50 to 60 hertz, which means that the dog could only see a flicker, whereas humans could see a smooth screen. But now, with digital HD TV, the flicker resolution is 100 hertz, which means that
the dog will see a continuous image because the flicker is too fast for him to discriminate the individual frames. They do see it, they can see it, we've seen them watching it, we've recorded them, we've measured them, they can see it now.
We have 3 types of content on DOGTV: relaxation, stimulation, and exposure. Let's start with relaxation. Many pets are stressed when you leave the house. And they're pacing the floor, they're panting, they're whining, they're yawning, they're licking their lips, they're salivating, all these signs of stress. So what better than let them pull up the chair right there, get on top of that chair that you don't know they get onto while you're gone away for work or running an errand, and sit there and watch the relaxation part of DOGTV. Before you know it, those eyes are going to close and they're going to wake up a happier dog. Next, we have stimulation. You know, the dog gets down and they need more activity. They need something to jolt them out of that sleep. We need them to, instead of just looking around, we want them to be in tune, and not just for physical activity, maybe they wear me up, but also mental activity.
You know, the average dog stays home all day long with nothing to do but wait till daddy or mommy comes home. That's pretty boring. So I think it's real important. The concept of DOGTV gives the dogs the opportunity to use their head. And as we know from human behavior, a head that's not used goes to waste and creates problems.
It creates mental processes, which is better than having your brain in neutral. So whatever it looks like the dog's doing, if the music is playing, if he's paying even half attention to the images, there's mental stimulation and enrichment in that.
And lastly, we have exposure.
As a dog trainer, my favorite part of Dog TV is the exposure category, and that's where dogs are exposed to real-life situations in and out of the home. For example, the dog will see and hear a doorbell ring, and then the dog will watch as the other dog responds to it, and as their human caregiver goes and answers the door and lets the person in. Well, the dog might watch the human tell the dog on TV to sit and stay. And it's not too far-fetched to think that because dogs can learn via imitation as well, that the dog's actually being taught what to do. This is a very exciting concept for me as a trainer, because you could be potentially teaching your dog to do the right thing while you're not there.
Where they can hear things and see things, situations, street scenes, sounds, babies crying. I mean, at a very low and comfortable level so that they can actually learn.
The exposure content can really help with dogs that suffer from noise phobias, especially a phobia of fireworks or thunderstorms.
By exposing dogs to certain sounds, you can habituate them to them, and pretty soon over time they become not a threat to them anymore.
I made a recording of babies crying, every sound that a baby could make. They burp, they cry, they whine, they do this. And we played that again to the puppies and to the dogs, and what we found is that the dogs and puppies that we played this to were much more accepting of the new baby's arrival into the house because they were already accustomed to the sounds.
Dog TV has been designed in numerous ways to appeal to dogs, and not least of which is that it's been designed to entrain into the natural rhythm of a dog's day. So at periods where they're more active, they're going to receive stimulation from the stimulation phase. Times when they would naturally be more sleepy and less active, they've got a relaxation phase which will add to their ability to relax and be calm. And then at times when they might just be mentally alert, there's this exposure element where they can hear things and see things, situations, street scenes, sounds, babies crying. I mean, at a very low and comfortable level so that they can actually learn. Some people ask, and we've asked ourselves this question in studies, that if you're watching a dog who is home alone, you've got a camera rolling, and the television is over here with Dog TV, and he's wandering across on the other side of the room looking out the window, is he gaining nothing from having this on? And the answer, of course, is no. It's quite possible for him to entrain the music sounds and just find this backdrop, what I call the elevator music, just a soothing sound, which is better than the sound of silence. So he can be actually sort of passively entraining the benefits of the auditory side of Dog TV, even if he's not actively looking at the screen.
So if your dog doesn't watch it, or maybe glances at the television and glances away whilst you're there, it's no big deal.
What Dog TV is all about is making sure that your dog's mind and your dog's body remains active all day long. And let's face it, active mind, active body, healthy dog.
I think it's a good idea to, breaking a dog into watching Dog TV, to put it on and sit there, dog parent, with dog next to him on the couch, and And I've had people write to me and show me pictures of themselves sitting on the couch with their dog looking at Dog TV on the screen.
If you see that your dog may be a little fearful at the beginning, then sit there and massage him, pet him, watch TV with him. If he just jumps right into it and he's running around and he's happy watching what's going on, then you're fine leaving him by himself.
And the fact is, if there are any times when you're with your dog that you happen to feel like watching it, I know a lot of people find, that just the content kind of soothing and pacifying. And, if your dog was agitated or alarmed during the day, you could just take a few minutes out and watch TV.
Some people say to me, yes, but when I'm watching Dog TV with my dog's not interested, is not watching at all. Well, no, because most of the time your dog is going to be focused on you while you're there. The whole object of Dog TV is to give dogs something to do and companionship when you're not there.
Whether you feel guilty because you work and you're not home with that dog, whether you've resisted getting a dog at the shelter because you say, I work too much, it's not fair to the dog, well, now maybe what? Maybe that shelter pet that needs a home, it wants to move from the cage at the shelter to the couch at your home is a possibility.
People often say, why would I need this channel, Dog TV, for my dog? And the answer is because it will enrich his environment when you're away. It will make him happier, make him less stressed, provide a backdrop of comforting sounds, things to look at, things to interest him, and so on, which creates a better dog.
Dog TV is there to keep your dog mentally stimulated at different intervals throughout the time he's by himself.
It's not a substitute for all the things you need to do to keep a dog happy and healthy.
It should not be a substitute for taking your dog out for a walk, some good physical exercise, or for mentally stimulating your dog in other ways. But it is another thing, another aid.
It's just another tool in your armamentarium to prevent your dog from suffering from the tedium and boredom and loneliness of separation and otherwise nothing to do at all.
Dog TV is the humane way to keep your dog happy and stress-free when they're home by themselves. The perfect babysitter.
Dog TV is such an exciting creation. Not just for trainers like myself, who always welcome great training tools, but for dogs all over the world who need to have companionship, especially when they're home alone.
Dog TV has really filled that gap by not only giving entertainment to our dogs and education for our dogs, but it also is the perfect way for our dogs to have company when they're home by themselves.
It's all been cleverly put together to make a tapestry of television appeal for dogs.
That's why I'm excited about Dog TV, is it's got research behind it. It's got research behind it and production behind it that actually we know that the sounds that are there, the sights that are there, the visuals that are there, all of this is optimal for these dogs.
It's usual for people to think that Dog TV is a bit of a weird concept to begin with. But when I tell them the amount of research that has gone into this, that this TV channel can help their dogs immeasurably, especially when their dogs are home alone, and that it can improve their lives considerably and help with different stresses and anxieties, they get it.